What is up, everybody? This next video you're about to watch right now is going to be fucking fantastic. And the reason that is, and you're probably looking at, why is this video so long? This is going to be a coaching call with another trader. So let me give you a little preface to what's going on and why I did this video and what you can expect from the future. So this will be an ongoing series with this specific trader. And this specific trader is a trader whom I've never really met or I've dealt with outside of a few messages. And other than that, I don't know him and we didn't talk up until this recording. We did a few mic checks, didn't ask him any questions, didn't really tell him what was going on other than, we're going to do a coaching session, pretend it's not being recorded. Which he all agreed to, consent and all that shit. So this will be an ongoing series with this specific trader. And when you hear me talking to him, you're hearing me talk to him from a fresh perspective. So going into this is literally, I just don't know anything about his trading. So this is all new for me when I'm conducting this specific interview with him, because the video starts off interviewing him. And then we kind of get into some coaching stuff and what I need him to do for the next week. And the following week, we should be doing another video. That's up to this specific trader. He understands this going on YouTube is going to be accountability for him to do what he needs to do. So hopefully, he shows up and we can continue to do this series every week. And what'll be awesome for you guys is you get to see a trader who came to me and told me that he can taste consistency. He needs a mentor, and he wanted to be in my private trading room, which I said no. I sent him a video message saying no. That room is closed, and if you're close to consistency, you don't need to be watching me trade. I need you to develop what you have now. But I did tell him, this is what I can do for you. What I'm willing to do for you is let's do some coaching stuff, because this is something I enjoy and this is something I would like to get into. And I've been trying to figure out, how do I make more money through YouTube and make YouTube actually worth it? I've talked about doing a course multiple times, which I haven't even started. I'm going to be straight honest with you. I just don't know how I'm going to be able to do something like that. But one thing I really do enjoy doing is helping other traders. And maybe I could at some point start a coaching business. Now here's the thing. I'm doing it for free for this guy. And I'm going to do it for free, and we're going to continue to do it and put it on YouTube. And if I can get this guy consistent, well, I'm not going to be able to get him consistent. He's got to get himself consistent. But if we can get him consistent, or we can see drastic improvements in his trading, then I will consider what I'm doing a success. And what will be good for you guys is you're going to see what these sessions look like. And this isn't open right now. I'm not willing to do coaching or anything for anybody else right now. I'm not going to take money. This is us all together as a community seeing if I can pull it off, because I feel I can, but it really depends on the trader, because a lot of traders are very lazy. A lot of traders don't do what they're supposed to. And this is something that's not for everybody. What I like about this specific trader, and I'm very shocked to find out something in this video that you're about to watch, is he was actually tagging his trades, and he had 3 months, I believe, 3 months worth of trading tags. And that, for him, is a huge step up above what other people are doing out there. A lot of people don't do that. So the fact that he has this, and he's going to share that he does have some setups that seem to have statistical edge. This trader is a lot further than I thought going into this session, which is something I really like, because we have something we can actually build on instead of starting at ground zero. And if this does become a thing that I eventually do and charge money for, I don't really want to do this necessarily for new traders, because there's so much stuff you guys need to do. But the fact of the matter is this trader has experience and he's doing certain things. And this is where I feel I become more valuable to somebody in this industry, is when you've been doing what you need to do, you got some experience, and you need help and accountability to push you a little bit further and get you over that bar of consistency. Again, I'm not responsible for his success. He's totally responsible for his success, right? But I think this will be fascinating. And those of you, like, if this does become a thing, it might not. This may be a flop, right? If this becomes a flop and I'm not good at coaching or whatever, then I scrub this idea. But what will be awesome if this becomes a thing and I do decide to do it, you guys will actually get to see what goes into it before you sign up for something like this. Again, this is just a fucking idea. This is just a test. And as a community, we get to see what it looks like and how it can come together. And I'm learning myself. So, guys, without further delay, this is going to be an awesome video. And hopefully you guys learn from it. Here is the first coaching call. And this is basically our first time meeting. So enjoy the video, guys. All right. Oh, yeah. So, should I just call you Slim Trady through the whole thing?
If you want, because you said, you're putting this on the internet eventually, the plan is, right?
Yeah, and well, what's
If
good?
you want to put my name publicly, I don't mind you putting like my first name, but
no,
if you just
we
want to
don't
put
have to
like
do
Jake
that.
B, okay, Slim Trady works, huh?
Okay, we'll just do
Just
that.
call me Slim or
Yeah,
whatever you think.
we'll do that. And what's good about this is because we're gonna do the coaching call live, and put up episodes. What's good is, hold on real quick. So what's good about this, doing these coaching calls and doing it on the YouTube, you might feel like it's going to be more accountability on your end because other people are going to want to hear your progress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was definitely thinking about that. Obviously, I'm gonna want to be the model in the end, in a way.
So, uh, let me ask you this. So how long have you been trading?
Well, I first started actively day trading, trying to extract money from the market from a day trade on used stock trade in 2018. And I was in Atlas and I just wasn't taking it seriously. I was working a job, So and I seen people in Atlas making money. I didn't think it could be possible. And then
And that's the penny
20
stocks.
Yep. And I was dabbling with large caps, more watching them as a hobby, long-term investing, dividend style stuff, getting that down at least, swing trading style stuff, and it was a bull market. So, and then I got a lot of bad scars, honestly, from the 2020 market. Any penny stock would go. Most of the stuff.
You there? I kind of lost you.
No, sorry, what's it called? My cat was scratching at the door. But
No, that
no,
was good.
in 2020 there was a bull market, and all these penny stocks I used to trade every day from 80 cents went to $40, and you could just buy the dip on anything. So I created a lot of bad habits. Basically, I made a lot of money that year, and then I gave a lot back.
What
So
what habits did you create?
uh, definitely the buy the dip mentality,
I mean,
not
I feel
using
like
hard stops.
so the bad habits. So you think buying the dip is bad?
Just more, if I was red, I would just blindly add to it
Okay.
like that bad. And but no,
So adding to
well,
it. What else? What other bad habits did you create?
uh catching knives more comfortably without analyzing more things. Catching knives was a lot easier, and then not using actual hard stops.
No
I would
stops.
use mental stops, and I'm still struggling. Most of the problems I have are emotional type and psychology type struggles. That's why I've been watching a lot of your related videos on those. But so
Okay.
yeah, that definitely took a huge part. But getting away from the penny stocks definitely helped a lot because that's just trash price action.
How long have you been doing futures for?
I would say yeah, a year solid now. I joined Micro E Futures with VWAP Trader, and then I joined the Pit Futures uh about 6 months later. So yeah, year ago now.
What products are you trading?
Uh, I always watched Spy through Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim was my go-to for years. I never
So you're
thought I would
trading
find.
ES or SPY?
I'm trading ES
Okay.
micro or yeah, micros. But
Just
I
ES?
what was that?
Just the ES you're trading? Are you
Yeah, right now I did a week of NQ and I moved back to ES just
okay?
'cause I want to get their personalities really down, you know what I mean? And I seen what NQ was like for a week and she reminds me of the Wild Penny stock and maybe I'll go back, but I would really want to get ES down or at least one of them. I'm
Uh,
swinging oil on the side right now, but
so you're swing trading CL or something else?
no, just USO.
And what? How long do those trades look like? What's a swing?
Honestly, it's more just like swinging around a core, like buying 80, selling 90, buying back 8, like
So
range trading around
like
a
a week,
quarter.
you're doing like a week's worth of trading. Like, do you hold it for a week? Is it overnight holds?
Technically, the whole position's still being held because I would basically like sell 80% and then buy it back and then sell 80%, so I would just keep that 20% core
Yeah.
and I would trade around that.
So is the
And
issue is most of your issues in ES, or are you having problems with the oil?
most of my issues are in ES day trading. Yeah, 100%. It's I have my weaknesses right here actually if you want me to read them out while I got them.
Okay, yeah. Let's do that then.
Okay, and I just jotted these down real quick, but just having patience, really sitting on hands,
Okay.
over trading, but I this has been my plan and then I watched your video and it confirmed it that one of your steps said to over trade for a month and then the next month start to figure out your plays and then you playbook from there. And I've basically spent the past 2 months like very over trading, just trying different scenarios on simulator. And I now it's time to fine tune it, I think. And I skimmed through your, you have 4 hours of playbooking, but yeah, definitely. I think I'm at that stage.
Those videos are a bit older.
Yeah.
I would.
I use Trader Sync, so I have them like I tag them, but
So
that's what
you're
another
tagging.
problem is I over trade, so I may take so many trades that I can't end up possibly tagging them all sometimes. It, it's bad. I really need to stop taking so many trades. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah,
So
so
the patience is a problem. Over
mhm
trading is still an issue.
mhm
What else?
chasing, which those are all kind of similar baskets. Forcing trades, once again, pretty similar basket. And then what one huge problem I've always had since day one is not able to tell when I should go for a scalp price target or more of a day trade price target. If I should just sell for the couple points or if I should go for the high day break. So that's always torn me. But
You're trading on paper, right?
yeah, I'm on the
Okay.
simulator. Yep, because I turned it off a few months ago, but we all know, why just lose money slowly? You're just gonna pay market tuition until you get it.
So you got no patience, over trading, chasing, forcing trades. What about stops? Are you moving those?
No, I'm actually really disciplined. I have them like that set to a bracket, but I'll move it according to the chart, but not by much, unless it is that much. But I feel your stop should be more to the chart than a set number.
What So you mentioned that you were moving stops or not having stops to begin with. What did you do to implement stops and make it not as big of a fucking deal.
What made me use hard stops was I moved to I started trading the NQ, and
Yeah.
it just went in one direction so fast that it reminded me of, micro float penny stock, that it just went parabolic and I was short, and it was bad. It wasn't even real dollars, but my stomach will turn if I'm up 50 points on the ES for the day and I end up giving it all back. Like, I'll be sick to my stomach almost. Like, when people say paper trading, it's not real. I truly don't understand it.
Okay, so there's two camps with that. Um, I I've gotten terribly sick off of losing demo money. Some people just don't. It doesn't bother them. So there's two sides to that coin. Um,
Hmm.
I think it's good that it bothers you because you're dealing with these sickening emotions, which you're gonna still deal with on live money. So if we can start to desensitize that feeling a bit,
Hmm. Yeah.
that'll help.
See, I've been kind of like brainwashing myself lately, especially because I do it whenever I'm in slumps, with a lot of Mark Douglas, and I don't know if you know basically his whole theory is just, you're gonna lose, get over it, just get your risk right, basically. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Now, Now, with your over trading, do you feel like part of the over trading is because you are on demo? So, do you ever feel like there might be this stage where you're like, fuck it, I'm on demo, and you just start being stupid?
I thought that. That's why I ended up switching back. I turned the simulator off, and no, it's just
It
like
was still a problem.
it's when I sit there, it's just like I need to duct tape my hands or something, because I end up hitting a hotkey, or the buy, I click buy, like it's crazy. Chasing, forcing trades, like telling myself, oh, this is setting up when nothing's setting up, you know. I need
Okay.
I need to be very I need to work on discipline
What
heavily.
so out of the things you've told me, so one of the things you said was not knowing when to scalp or hold. I don't think that. I mean, that's learning a new skill. I'm gonna say that that'll come in time. It took me forever to.
Yeah, that's more of a screen time thing for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So I mean, like, because for me,
Or even the market.
for me, when it came to the scalping, and like, because I started off as a scalper, I tried to get it in the holds, and I just for years I was confused on what to do, where, when.
Yeah, I'm just
There's no
I'm just trying to
shortcutting
find
that.
my niche, and I'm
Yeah.
just, it's just it'll come eventually. I know it will, but I don't know if it'll be, 2 months, 2 years, or 20 years, or never, you know what I mean? But I know it'll come eventually if I just keep trying
So what was the
with a
name of that?
positive attitude.
What was the name of your journaling? That software you're tagging in?
Trader sync, like sync
Traders
the
Sync.
normal
Hold
way.
on, I'm just kind of gonna look at it real quick.
It's pretty decent
And you can
software. They use
tag. You
they
can
use Trading View to like tag the entries, and
like
does like
trade. So Trading View, the charting platform.
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All right.
here actually, if you
I'm looking
want, I
at
can
Trader Sync right now. Just kind of what it is.
here I'll send you a couple screenshots. Basically, this is the home screen, and you can just tag each trade with a mistakes
Hold
and
on.
then
Hold on.
setups.
Let me look at it.
You trade them, you tag them with mistakes and setups, and then it can break all that data
Are
down,
those
and
your
it breaks.
tags in the
Yeah.
red and green squares?
Yep. Yep. And here I
Okay.
can actually send you. So I still need to refine this. It's still a new journal, so there's still a lot of stuff on there, but that's just the setups I have so far, and then the
Okay.
mistakes. The mistakes clearly point out to what I said, just
Okay, so you have quite a
chasing.
few things you're experimenting with. I see the
I have plenty of data to go by for sure.
okay. So let me ask you this. So if you, I mean, it looks like you're tagging and you kind of know what you're fucking doing and as far as like the whole tagging the trade thing. Did you? So I made a playlist video. I don't know if you watched the end of that playlist or you've heard my spiel about tagging. Uh,
Tagging.
like tagging trades.
No, I don't think
Okay,
so. I know the whole
so I'm gonna
report.
I'm gonna share some. Let me pull up a stream real
Let me
quick.
see. I'm on your playlist.
No, don't worry about it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just share with you some things, maybe give you some ideas.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna put a stream up. Um, on Discord if you can look at it.
Yes. Got it.
Okay, so these are just some tags I use. Feel free. So when I have tags for entries, so I have to use hashtags with journal ticks. You can customize them however you want. Um, can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So we got entry, hashtag entry, and I make it say entry first so that way I can tell when I'm looking at a clusterfuck of tags, I know these are the entry ones. I got too early, good, late, chase trade, no reason. So I'm not necessarily using these tag sets at this point in time. Um, if there's something in there you like, that might be a good thing. So what you can try to do is maybe just start grading the entries of the trades
Mm-hmm.
by just using these tags. Was it a good entry? Was it a late entry? Were you too early? Did you think of it like you're playing basketball or you know maybe you're playing basketball and you're trying to shoot for the hoop. After each shot, you want to kind of and that's why you're tagging. You want to kind of reflect on what you just did when you review the trade. I know you said you're not very. I know you mentioned you're kind of not as consistent as you would want to be
Yeah.
with your tagging because you're over trading.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
see,
It's
yeah,
just
that's the
it's.
problem is when you overtrade, you get overwhelmed, and then you don't want to do the work because you're like, "Fuck, I'm gonna sit here for 3 hours."
Yeah, and it's a snowball. Yeah.
So it's important that I don't know if you're having issues on entries, but here, then we got exits: exit early, exit good, exit late. Could not react, meaning maybe it just came back to me really fast, or I moved my stop. You may not want to be necessarily fucking with exit tags right off the bat. Um, I would just kind of stick to what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously you're taking stupid trades, and that's a problem, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Like when I go through my journal, like there would be a trend of where this was in penny stocks, but still the same applies to anything basically. I would play the whole run up and then the back end when it would fade, I would keep longing it and every day the back end would happen at 10:30 almost. I would have 20 screenshots and I would just still keep doing it. But I do have tags that are about entries and exits, but they're not this detailed and the this definitely this
let,
definitely
let me ask you something real quick. Can you can filter out the tags and see what your P&L would be if you pulled certain trades out, right?
what do you mean
So are
exactly?
you tagging your dumb trades basically?
Yeah, oh yeah,
And you're
yeah.
naming them stupid trade or something like that?
Like like the mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just put like chased, shorted the bottom, bought too high, bought the top, trend fighting, where like I'm fighting the macro trend, or
here,
Uh,
here's what you might want to do. It seems like if you take a dumb trade and you know it's stupid, you review it, you're like, that was stupid. I don't think you should be adding additional tags to it.
oh, I get what you mean.
Just tag it stupid. That's it. Okay? Because
So I have one called no setup that pretty much applies to
what we're saying.
many of
So
them.
yeah, when you're taking blatantly, obviously stupid trades that you know are just absolutely retard trades, don't
tag.
give it detailed tags that might commingle with good setups. Because what we want to do is at the end of the week or the day or the month, you need to just filter out the stupid trades and see how that impacts your P&L. Otherwise, if you're getting into detailed tags on your dumb trades and some of those tags kind of overlap onto good trades, it's going to give you like a false idea, right? It's going to skew what you're seeing. We want to see, because for me, if I take a dumb trade,
You want your data to do the best, yeah.
Yeah, like for me, if I take a dumb trade, I have a tag called impulsive. I do not grade the entries or any of that other shit. I just put impulsive. That's it.
Yeah, I have one called Scalp, and I'll just throw it in there once. And honestly, why do I gotta get rid of that one? Why do I have that?
Well, like 2 Fridays ago,
I mostly scalp.
yeah. Well, you're
But,
learning. You're learning these tags. I think. Well, this is a fresh month. Today is the first. It's how long have you been tagging for?
That's a sad thing. I've been tagging for at least a year, but everything I accidentally deleted everything on TraderSync like 3 months ago, so I only have 3 months of futures
No, that's good.
data. But
Okay, so what I want you to do is this month. It's a fresh month, so if you can write this down. I want you to not add any new tags. No new tags for the rest of the month.
okay, do you want me to purge I feel like I should just purge everything I got and start fresh. What do you think?
No, you have 3 months of data. This is good.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. Do you ever spend time really digging through these fucking things or not really?
First I go through, well, when I wasn't trading like crazy and actually had a daily amount I could tag and go through, I'd go through, tag them first, and that when the market closed, and then later that day I'd come back and then I'd review them.
Do you ever do you review at the end of the week? Do you review a week's worth at the end of the week?
Yeah, on the weekend I would like, go check like the top winners and the top losers and a couple of maybe the break evens, but
Now, well, what I want you to do is just look at all your tags for the month. I want you to look at all of the tags, how you did this month, because just sit there because there's certain tags I have, like for instance, I have these tag sets: high volatility, medium volatility, low volatility, and certain setups don't work in low volatility. And so what I would do is I would go, okay, let's look at just low volatility and set up XYZ. And it's like, it doesn't work in low volatility. Okay, let's look at it in medium volatility. Oh shit, it works in medium volatility. Let's look at the same setup with just the high volatility tag. Oh shit, it works. So I want you to spin this is what you're going to do. This is your homework. I fucking hate that word. I understand. Like, I just hate homework.
no, I like it. It gives you gives you a goal. It gives them.
What you need to do is just look at all your tags, start putting different pairings together, filtering some off. See if there's something in there that's giving you some sort of edge. Is there something that's winning a little more than it's losing?
I do know what like setups I think I'm good at least.
You
just
do?
like,
so, okay.
like VWAP bounces or crosses or 3-bar plays, whether they're shorts or longs or red to green, green to reds. Or I got into market profile like 6 months ago, so like maybe like long or short back to POC, but I don't play the open too much right now.
Well, here's the thing.
But,
You're telling me you think you know these are setups are good. Do you think if you go through your
I
stats,
know
you'll...
the 3-bar play is when I go through the stats and the VWAP, but as far as the rest, no, those aren't statistically proven. But the 3-bar play and the VWAP are. But
Okay.
those are the only two.
Okay. All right. So that's good to know. What you need to do... here, I'm going to give you some more tags real quick just to give you a few more ideas.
Because for setups, I would even tag like 3-bar play 1 minute long, 3-bar play 1 minute short, 3-bar play 5 minute long. Like, is that too detailed? Or
No, it's not, because honestly, what you're doing is you're
I
just
feel like that matters.
Well, it's not that it's too detailed. What you're doing is right now you're just throwing shit on the wall and what's sticking.
Seeing what sticks, yeah.
So that's all we're doing is we're figuring out what shit is there. Because what I want you to do again is look at all the tags this month. This is the month where we're going to, like, this weekend or whatever. Take out the shit that is stupid. Like the scalp tag, I think you mentioned, right? Let's take that out. Just start taking off the tags that just really ain't giving you nothing. And then let's look at the stuff that made sense. And ask yourself, is there something else I want to know about this? Okay? For instance, here's some tags that I'm using for this month. There's something called reclaims. I have front side, back side, or no reclaim. And it's weird. It's a weird tag. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Well, that is very detailed and it's very specific to my setup. I have first cycle, multi-cycle. So for me, a first cycle this is the first time we're going through this profile. If I'm taking a trade the first time we're going through the profile, if it touches the edge, once, twice, that's first cycle. But once it stays in the profile and it's just bouncing around, if I take a trade after that, then it's a multi-cycle tag. So
you mean like through the range from the top to the bottom, or through the profile?
So here, let me just draw a quick picture, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can still see the stream, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, so hopefully you can see. Can you see this red pin?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's say we got a profile up here and we're coming through the bottom. As soon as it comes through it and it kind of does like this price action for me is first cycle. But once it starts to stay in here and it's doing this and it
fills out the rest of the volume.
And it just staying in there and it keeps bouncing and maybe it's testing the high or the low 3-4 times. That's a multi-cycle.
Chick that's used. It's that chick that's used.
Basically, yeah, exactly. It's dirty and it's no longer good. It's not because for me,
I've been feeling because I've been implementing low volume nodes and high volume nodes and whatnot, and yeah, the low volume nodes are good at first, but once it runs through it just
exactly. And that's something I do is like the first initial tests are good, but after that you want to be hands off. And the problem is you might not be doing that.
See, I keep playing it.
But you're learning and you don't and that's the thing, you probably don't comprehend that, hey, because you haven't been really tagging that. Is it good the first time or is it not? You know what I'm saying?
No, I haven't.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. So the thing is you want to, because that's the thing with volume profiles is when you have a low node separating two profiles, at some point that low noded area gets filled in and then the two profiles become one. That's why when you look at composites or whatever, they look like giant bell curves. Well, at first they were all a bunch of smaller profiles and then the valleys and shit got filled in. But for me, the first initial plays going into a profile, like we could have a profile that's been used up, right? But what happens is if it goes out of it and it goes away and it makes a new profile somewhere else, if it comes back into it, I reset it to a first cycle. So it goes into the profile, it abuses it, it's no longer good. Then it becomes a multi-cycle. And then once it blows out and it goes away from it and it's gone away, 30 minutes, an hour, or just building a profile elsewhere. And then it comes back many hours later or another day. It's a fresh first cycle again. Because the initial tests going through the profile, in my opinion, are the best. If you can identify a profile being built before it's fully developed, those are some of my better plays, or the first initial entries on it are the better plays, or like you said, the first nodes. So that's one of my tags. Another set is profile cross, yes, no, profile cross overshoot. So I'm going to draw a picture. I'll show you what that means for me. Since you're using profile, maybe this will help. So we got a profile. We got two profiles here, right? We're trading down here. So if we come in to this profile up here and it rolls at the midpoint and I take a long on this low node, so we're long here. Looks like a butt crack. If it rolls at that midpoint, that's going to be a no. Give me a second here. So if we come into it and we're coming into it for the first time, if it goes all the way immediately to the low node, that's an overshoot. If it comes in and it goes past the midpoint, but it doesn't hit the low node, but it pulls back to the next low node, like it doesn't go all the way across it, but it goes mostly across it, that's a profile cross, yes. And statistically, I think hitting the low node when it goes about that distance, more than halfway, but not all the way, in my mind, I feel like those trades are better, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So therefore, I need to create a tag to figure that out. Because
that's the profile cross. That's more about how the price action attacked the profile.
Yeah, so when we're coming into the profile for the first time, we're either overshooting it, there's no pullbacks, or we hit the halfway mark and it goes back, or we go almost all the way but not all the way. So this would be the yes, this would be a no, this is an overshoot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but that's the thing. I want to know, is there statistical edge in that? And from my findings, there's a yeah. And also that multi-cycle tag.
Yeah, I've always noticed the whole first cycle, multi-cycle, but I've never actually been able to put it, light bulb moment or into a tag, let alone to where I can take advantage of it. So that's definitely
I mean,
key.
feel free to use, this is a fresh month. Feel free to use some of these tags if it relates to what you're trading.
Okay.
So here's another thing. I use multiple profiles from different time frames. Are the multiple time frame profiles aligning? Yes. No. Or is it a mix mash? Basically, maybe I got one profile that's kind of overlaying another profile, but it's like all skewed up. And what's happening there is there's two auctions going on. And when you have two auctions, when you have two profiles on two different time frames, it tends to want to auction both of them. And it'll kind of go through the one profile, but then it'll jump to the next one. But then the other profile starts deflecting it, and then it starts sucking it back in. Mm-hmm. And then it just trades like shit. It gets extra choppy.
Chops.
Another tag I think you need to use is this reverse tag. But only use it if you're... So, one thing, here's another set of tags. Was it my first try, second try, third try, fourth try, fifth try, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, or 10th? So when I'm taking a play in an area, for me, I have to fight my way into certain setups. But if I'm fighting 5, 6, 7, 10 times in the same area, that's clearly an issue.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're talking about obviously re-entering after getting stopped out, right? Like
yeah. Or I cut it because it's not working, whatever. So one
Yeah.
thing I do is maybe I'm long because I think there's a breakout. So I go long 4,000, try one. All of a sudden, it's not breaking out. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll go short. So on try 2, a reverse tag will go with it because I went from long to short.
Okay,
And then all
you
of a
flip
sudden,
the bias.
the short ain't working. It's like, well, fuck, maybe it is gonna go long. Try 3, reverse again. Now maybe if I got stopped out, but I was still short, it wouldn't get the reverse tag. So if you're noticing the reverse tag is dominant on a specific session, then clearly you're confused about the direction. And if you're getting confused about the direction, then it's not a good area to even be trading. There's shit that's happening.
That's a great tag.
I
I never even thought of that.
If you think something's good, obviously A+. And then I have another one called Gap Jump, but that's sort of its own thing I'm not going to really explain. I think those are all my tags.
Yeah, A+ is a good one. I need to, like you said, I told you what I think are setups. I need to tell myself what is the A+ one.
So I'm not doing other gradings. I'm not doing A-. I'm not doing Bs. I'm going to start doing Bs, Cs, and Ds this month because I need to kind of look at my stats. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my tags, and I already have for the most part. I'm going to develop some new tags because there's areas where I'm finding stop runs and I want to start implementing these stop run tags, so I'm going to do that. But the thing is, look at your tags, and if you have
if you get wicked out or something.
No, because I'm pretty good at finding areas where there's stop runs.
Okay.
And what I want to do is, can I leverage? And I've been leveraging the stop runs for trades. The problem is I don't have a tag set, and since it's the middle of the month, I don't want to be adding new tags mid-month, right?
Okay.
But for me, I make a note, let's do these stop runs next month. For the love of God, do not add new tags in the middle of the month because you're going to fuck your stats up.
Yeah.
So what you need to do, review shit, get rid of the dumb shit.
I have a lot of noise.
Yeah, just like a bunch of tags that just you don't really... These tags are no good or whatever, or you just got certain tags that are just a waste of time. Get rid of them. And then look at the trades that really are making sense. You said you have specific trades that are making sense, which is good.
I do. There's way too many handfuls in there of great trades, but there's just so much that it's like, what is this guy fucking doing?
But
so.
we'll get to that in a minute. We'll solve some other issues because there's something else we're gonna have to do. But like, you said there's tags that seem like they're statistically making money more so than losing, right? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. To me, it seems like you have edge, and when you originally reached out to me, you said I can taste consistency. The problem, the thing is, you are a consistently profitable trader. First and foremost, do you believe you're consistent in your mind? Do you think you can do this? Let me ask you that. Do you think you can actually pull this shit off?
Oh yeah.
Or do you doubt yourself?
I know I can.
Okay, that's good. So we don't even need to fuck with that because there's other guys that aren't there mentally, and if that, if that was you, we would have to work on that. But if you believe you can do this, you believe
it's just a matter of time and experience, in my opinion.
Okay, so you're in a good place.
Because really, I spent a lot of years hitting the books, like just theory, just so much, how much there is out there. And I found a lot of good educational resources, but the past year and a half, I've really been just focused on screen time. In the first half, I wasn't taking it seriously. So that this entire year, I've been taking it, like treating it like a job, like I'm just working a side job just to keep the bills paid and full-time aspiring trader.
Well, I mean, fuck, dude, I did restaurants part-time for years to do this, so.
Exactly. So I'm just, keeping the lights on. I don't need much. Just my cat.
I mean, dude, so it seems like mentally all that shit, you're in a good place. I know you do stupid, impulsive shit. We'll get to that in a moment, but I want you.
See, I just need to learn exactly stupid impulsive. I need to learn how to sit on hands. Like
So,
just sit there and watch the market and wait for your entry.
so and I have something we can try this week, and we're gonna touch base and figure out if it worked or not, and then we'll adjust. But first, review the month. So review the month. Get rid of the dumb tags. Add new tags. And I do this every month. If I see, and don't just never stop tagging, because I stopped tagging. And when we came into the summertime, I started to stumble a bit. And there's somebody named Lance Barnstein or some shit. He has Chat with Trader episodes, and he talks about how guys will stat track and do all their homework like you're doing. They get good, and then they stop, and then after maybe a month or two or somewhere down the line, their performance goes to shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have
I've
to,
heard this somewhere.
they have to start stat tracking again.
Yep.
And then they wonder why they're not immediately doing well again, because there's a lag to it. There's a lag to it. It's like if you, I mean, like I was a realtor. If I'm going to sell a house and I close on the deal, it took me a month or two to even get that deal up to that level. And if I stop looking for new deals, well, then I got to have to, there's a lag to getting paid in that industry. I gotta keep doing it over and over. And the moment I stop prospecting, I gotta start all over.
You have to keep the momentum
exactly.
going.
So, I mean,
it's like going to the gym.
Yeah, I mean, if you stop working out, you lose all this muscle and shit, and then it's gonna take a minute.
Routine.
And
really, and I'm not gonna lie, journaling's out of my routine because I'm over trading so much. Like you said at the beginning, it was a giant snowball.
Well, we're not gonna take huge. We're not gonna do all this revolution because honestly, I would get burnt out if I gave you a huge list of shit to do. I wouldn't be able to do it. You're not gonna pull it off. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna just keep it simple. Yeah. It's the end of the month. We all have to review. You're not the only one that's going to be sitting here for hours going through tags. I'm doing it. Other guys are doing it. We're all going to be sitting here for 4 or 5 fucking hours just combing through the month. I mean, that's what all the pros are going to be doing. And then we got to figure out, again, take the shitty tags out, add new ones. And here's the thing. Ask yourself, is there, on your really good setups that seem like they have statistical edge, is there anything else you want to know about them? Is there any finer details where you're like, Because think of it like this. You're sort of a scientist and you have hypotheses. And you said, are these tags too detailed? No, it's not. You're trying to figure it out. So at the end of the month, I have questions. Like for me, I'm like mid-month, I'm like, man, I'm kind of playing around stop runs. Maybe I should start tracking that. I want to know if I have a stop run behind me, is that statistically fucking up my trades? Or if the stop run is in the front of me, does it statistically help the trade? Or does it not even do shit? Is it just a wash? And maybe just trying to track stop runs means nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the end of next month, I'll be like, oh, well, you know what?
That's why you find out.
And that's like a little nuanced detail I get to now put into my trading rules, and now I'm like, ooh, it has edge. So over time, the more you see your setup working, the more parameters you know about it, the more nuanced tags you do, the more details you know about it, the more confident you get with it, the more you know how to touch it just right, if you will.
Okay.
And then
so dial in your setups with more tags.
Yeah, more tags, or if there's certain tags that ain't working, take them shits off. Some tags might just be a wash.
My journal needs a refresh, to say the least.
Don't get rid of all your tags, though. Don't start over.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna thoroughly sit down and go through it. And a lot of the stuff that you gave me the templates of, I have like in different words, but I have a lot of junk.
I do too, dude. I've had at the beginning of the year, I got rid of like 80 playbook setups because I only used them 1 time, 2 times, or whatever. So
I have a notepad in front of me with my playbook, with quote unquote, but it's literally like 20 setups. It's like,
so here's the deal. You watched my several hour video on playbooking. I don't do it like that anymore.
yeah, I was just gonna say that I figured you didn't, but I was gonna say that that was a very thorough way of doing it. It definitely changed my
If you're like
perspective on
taking
journaling.
2-3 trades a day, maybe you can get that detailed. But for
Yeah,
me, it's like these hashtags, and they're all on hotkeys, so it's real quick for me.
yeah.
Um, then I have a drop down menu to where I can name the trade. So um, let me just pull up some playbook setups real quick, and I'll tell you the names. Um, give me just a second. So somebody asked me how many playbook trades do you have. So these are the ones for the month.
So you just see the trade and you just hit a hotkey and it journals it?
Well, I use a macro pad that has the hashtags
Uh,
programmed in it. Okay,
okay.
well, let me hold on. Let me look at the entire month real quick, and I'll tell you my the name of my playbooks. Somebody asked me how many do you have. So I have 1 day PVA outside bounce, 3-year gap jump, composite PB breakout, impulsive, which that's my retard tag. Intraday
Yeah.
profile, edge play, micro profile, scalp, mistake, because sometimes I make an honest mistake. Like I make it just like I thought one trade I thought I put 4 lots in, but I only put a 1 lot on, and when I went to go scale out a second lot, I was flat and it got me long, so that's like a
Mm.
mistake. I
Like
got
fat finger, like a
yeah,
fat
shit,
finger.
stupid
Yeah.
shit where you accidentally click on the DOM and you didn't mean to, or
Yeah,
what.
like error.
So I got RTH profile cross, RTH value zone return. Those are my playbook trades that
Okay.
I'm seeing edge in. It's not many. There's some other ones I didn't use this month that will be used because I just started tagging mid-month because I'm like, man, I started having problems. I went on vacation, and then I'm like, I need to get back on this.
Hey, it's summer. I know how it is.
So it's and for me, a new tag set is going to be stop runs, and I believe there's one other. I have a notebook. I'll end up going through it.
I'd like to see more down the road during streams and whatnot, which I plan to, but about the stop runs theory thesis that
Yeah,
you
I
had.
can explain that.
We don't
Uh,
have to touch on it right now.
Another
I'll
setup.
catch on to it in the room.
Yeah, that's cool. Another playbook setup I need to use that's been working is called blowout profiles.
Blowout
And that,
profiles.
yeah, it's a
Okay.
downside play. That's not really a tag.
It's more just
It's more of a play.
set up.
It's weird because I can do tags, but I can also name. So I can name the trade. Blowout. If I don't name the trade, they all come in as default, and then I can hashtag shit called default trades. Now, what I do is I have
Hmm.
a drop down menu. I name it. So blowout profile. Let's say that's a name. Then I hashtag blowout profile. So when I'm saying playbook name shit, I don't know if you can do this, but name the trade, and over time the name might change or whatever. Try to keep it consistent, but name the trade and then tag the trade. And I honestly find way more value in tags than super detailed write-ups. But
Yeah. Okay.
at the end of the week, I mean, you caught on what I was doing there. At the end of the week, every week I've been going through Monday through Friday and just looking for where would the ideal setups be.
Yeah.
I now don't. I think detailed write-ups is a good thing, but currently I'm not doing that. I just find way more value in tags. And when you're recording and reviewing the session, you're recording the sessions, right? Or no?
My trading sessions? No. I
Okay.
have heard your advice about doing it, but I'm still yet to.
Okay. Shit, then how do you recall what tags your trades need to get? Just charts and shit?
Yeah, yeah, I just go through the chart and I know
Okay.
when I took it, but that's a great idea is to help.
Yeah, so you can use
See,
OBS and then stream the YouTube for free, private, set it to private.
okay,
That's how my channel started. It was just for recordings and that was it. It
okay.
wasn't meant to be like an actual channel, but like and then people started asking me questions and I started just showing like footage.
No shit.
And then it just grew. But
What do you know?
I have to record it because I'm trading off of a Dom and shit, so that's just shit I need to see, right?
Yeah, you can't you see all that
Yeah.
hindsight stuff on a
So, but
Dom.
I don't feel the obligation to need to do that right now. Okay? Um cuz you already
I
got
do
a
like the chart replay stuff on Sierra
Okay,
Charter. I
well,
do
if you
do
want to
that
do
on
a
the weekends
replay,
because I have no life. But
I don't do replays. I've never done them, so if that might be an alternative and you might just do that instead. That might be what you need to do instead of like actually recording the session. A replay is just as good in my opinion. I've never done it, but
as long as the data's right, I mean, I don't see why not, right?
so yeah, exactly. So that's a great method then. So technically you're doing that then. Um
Okay.
so question your good setups. Do you want to know more? Develop tags for that. But let's not
Yeah, I agree.
keep the tags a bit
Question my
manageable.
setups.
Yeah, dude. Hey, is there something I want to know about these? Like, is there something else going on in the chart or the
I
profile
need to
that?
dial these in.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's
I do
all it
have
is.
setups that have potential. I really do.
So, and that's the thing. We're gonna figure that out now.
And that's another thing. I like to think I'm really good at charting all different kinds of charts and levels and stuff, but it's when it's time to act upon them and execute, there's a shit show in my execution as well.
Oh, your
But
execution sucks.
yeah,
Maybe
but
you could grade the
a lot of
entries.
that is entry, just as you said, and a lot of that is just screen time and you know.
Well, maybe you can take my entry tags and
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna use those entries at
here, I'll put
least.
them in the Discord. Take these entry tags.
I got it. I got notes, but if it'll help other people, why not?
Take those entry tags and don't worry about the exit tags necessarily right now. And at the end of the week, if you see most of them are being chased at the end of the week, just filter out that tag and go. And then before you know it, you're like, holy shit, I would have made money this week if I didn't chase.
If I didn't chase.
And the thing
Okay.
is, what's good about looking at these tags is at some point you're going to dial this in more and more and more. And then once you start to filter out specific tags you know aren't good tags, like entry no eat reason or entry chase trade, you know those tags aren't good, but you need to do it anyways. And what's good is at the end of the week or some shit, over time you're going to be like, holy fuck, if I just don't do this one thing, I would have been consistent. And that's where it was for me. Like, my no reason tag, I remember a month I was down like 2K. I'm like, damn, dude. Well, let's go through all the stats. So I filtered.
If I were to look at my no setup tag, it would be a lot. And I have on my I can do portfolios on my journal. So I have sorry to interrupt, but I
No,
have
no, no.
NQ and then NQ paper, MNQ and MNQ paper, and same with ES. And it's all it's here's another thing. It's weird. It's like I don't know. I almost do better on paper too, and I'm so disconnected with the dollars. Like I think I act like I'm playing a video game. I don't
Yeah,
even
that's what
think
it
it's
is.
dollars.
I don't like.
I don't think it's dollars until I see the P&L at the end of the day,
Well,
if I
like,
look.
yeah, dude, I get it. Like, in what was it? Last month, May was my record-breaking month, and I don't like to look at the money. I just from
I just want to make good trades. I don't care
yeah,
about P&L and green
and that
days. I just
comes. I
want to
mean,
make
dude,
good
that
trades.
that comes
Clean
later, right? It's like pro athletes get paid so much money
for consistency
because of the
and
game.
artists. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because of the game. I mean,
Their performance,
exactly, and there.
ability to perform.
And once you're performing well, you're gonna get it. It's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But like
I don't doubt it.
that's where I started to get consistent was I started filtering tags out, and it's like, fuck, I'm down 2K. Let's take off my no reason tags, and then it's like I would have been up $3,500, so I made like 5,500 in stupid trades. And then it happened again the next month. Oh, let's just filter that off. Fuck, I would have been consistent for this one thing. And once you're filtering out tags and it just keeps hitting you in the face, and you see it exactly what you're supposed to do. You'll see exactly what you're supposed to do. Then you're more likely to be driven to actually not be stupid. You're gonna want to. You're gonna be like, well, you're just gonna. It's like, I don't know, something about seeing those hard numbers hits you really hard, and it's more so a fire under your ass. So one thing I think you should try. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I have a feeling when I see how I acted, like when I really do some deep digging, that be ashamed of myself, like you said, light a fire under my
Well,
ass.
I mean, we all got to go through it. We got to all figure.
Oh, that's the thing. It's a matter of just when you hit the pain threshold, right? Like you stop being a fucking retard.
But also you don't even know. You don't even have, like, it's like nobody's really handed you an edge, and you got to kind of build this from scratch is what you're doing. And most retail traders, unfortunately, have to be building shit from scratch, and and you're gonna have to just develop tags, figure out where you play well, figure out where you don't do well, and you're at the same time you're gonna you're gonna start asking probing questions, and you're gonna dial your trades that are good in. You're gonna dial the good trades in a bit better, but at the same time we're shaving off the bullshit. Because at the core of it, you're consistent.
Dialing it in.
Yeah, at the core of it, you have it. You have it figured out. It sounds like you got trades that are working. So we just got to shave off some of the bullshit, and we got to, which ain't going to be easy, and we got to make the good shit better.
I know what I'm doing wrong. It's just a lot of it's discipline. A lot of it's, like you said, diving into my trading and getting to know myself a little more. But I'm confident, more than confident, it will be done. I don't know if it's, like I said, 1 month, 1 year, or 5
See,
years,
that doesn't matter. Unfortunately,
it will happen. Time, I don't care about time.
And that's because for me, I try to force it in a.
The market's not going anywhere.
Exactly. I mean, shit. Exactly. For me, I tried to force a timeline. It doesn't work. And once
the market will change. I mean, will this shorting market go, where you can just keep short and short? And probably not. I mean, we might just chop around in a range for a few years, or maybe we'll go back to all-time highs. Who knows? But who cares? It'll still be here.
Well, the thing is, when it does shift, the shifts are a bit more subtle. So you're gonna be adapting as it's happening. But it's one thing if you traded 3 years ago and then you just walk into it, it's gonna be more of a shock. Whereas when the market conditions shift, it's more like you
almost don't even notice.
It's just like instead of jumping into the pool, you're slowly dipping your foot in it. Except for COVID.
Makes sense.
COVID was a drastic change, so that was very different.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an overnight change, but how often do we get a worldwide pandemic? Never really.
That was an anomaly. That will never happen.
Yeah,
again.
So I mean, it could, but we don't. I don't think they're gonna. Who knows? But like, I mean, there could be like a terrorist attack, like a 9/11, that fucks shit up, But
now I know how to trade it at least. At least I think.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, and you got to go through it a few times to understand it.
To be experienced, yeah. Like these market conditions right now, I see even veterans getting beaten up, but I see a lot of people doing well as well, and those are people that have been through this.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're using profiles and auction market theory for the most part. So, I mean, the thing is, auction market theory has been working since the 80s. It's not. There's a reason why there's perfect bell curves, or close to perfect bell curves in the market all the time on different time frames, because the price action is relatively somewhat the same to make the curves look like a curve. So,
which is balance, right? obviously.
Yeah, and most of the professionals I really admire and shit are using profiles and auction market theory, and just the guys that I know that are definitely consistent in trading use profiles.
I can't believe it took me so long to find it, but
Well, I mean that's the thing. You got to
earlier than
sift.
ever.
I mean, you're basically a gold miner, and you just have to sift through so much bullshit.
Oh yeah, you gotta try everything. That's why, like I said, futures is pretty much the last thing besides Forex I've traded
Well,
for
I
a
mean,
few months and
it's like
tried.
in my videos, some people get nothing from them. Some people get no value. They wasted their time. Some people are like, oh, there's like one golden nugget in there. I'll take that. And then for some people, the whole video
That
might be like this, like golden nugget, or there might be one little thing in there where it just changes your trading forever. Like I was watching some Axia videos years ago, and they talked about the pace of tape speeding up and slowing down on breakouts. I'm like, holy shit. And it stuck with me forever. I don't really consume their material, but that one video just like pivoted
Oh, yeah, the light
my
bulb moments. Like it took
yeah.
me forever, like call me silly, but until I used TradingView and it showed like a countdown for a new candle like on the price bar axis, and I was like, wow, like I should be paying attention to that. Or like even how they would do, the stupid Robinhood charts, like how they would base the previous day close off of red and green. I didn't took me like 2 years to even understand that. No, they don't tell you all that.
No, and that's what's hard because all these videos are conflicting, and some of them are
Oh yeah.
bullshit or outdated, or if they're good, like a lot of really good traders I admire, they have completely different opinions, and certain traders will just discount certain methods, where another good
Yeah.
trader will
I don't
believe in that
I
method.
hate that. I hate to use the word hate, but I don't like that when like someone will be like, "Oh, view up doesn't work," when someone else clearly is making money repeatedly off view
Well,
up.
for me, I talk a lot of shit about the delta, but I always make sure to let people know that yes, you can make money using it, and yes, it works for other traders, but I just don't
Doesn't
find.
work for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm not saying it's a piece of shit. Like,
And that fuck view up guy I'm talking about, guess what? He uses view up now.
hey, listen, I use it too as well. For confirmations or shit. I mean, and that's the thing. Certain traders aren't going to
You,
agree with other traders, like John Grady, who I learned Dom from. He didn't use charts basically, and
yeah,
he just didn't believe in
thought he
them.
was
But other
special.
traders do, and there's another trader I really look up to that thinks time and sales is old fashioned and outdated. I think that's a load of shit.
People
It's
say the dime does nothing.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And but the thing is,
I know people that trade off of just candles. People say candles are nothing. I know people that are killing it off of just
exactly,
analyzing
dude.
candles. It's
And,
just,
and like I mean, there's a million ways to do this, and we're
I know,
all
I just gotta find my way to cut it. That's the
exactly
problem.
we're all
That's what,
athletes, man. Like if we're playing baseball, some of us are better at hitting fastballs. Some of us can hit the cutter better. Some of us can hit the curveball better. Some of us can throw specific types of balls better. There's just we're athletes, and our talents are going to be unique because every athlete is different. I mean, they perform different. They do shit slightly different. They analyze the game differently. Like Wayne Gretzky, he played hockey. He could just tell by looking at people's faces. He would know what they might be doing, and he would use people's facial expressions to sort of find an edge in the game. So,
yeah.
and all these are just simply tools because the market is a foreign language, and we're trying to interpret it for us to understand in order to make money. And you're basically learning a new language, and part of your tagging is basically like a Rosetta Stone. You're trying to figure out what these hieroglyphics mean. So that's it. I mean, you'll get it. Now, one thing I want to pivot here is we have a few issues. Let me pull them up real quick because I wrote them down. The lack of patience. one thing you might want to try.
I have been getting a little better. Actually, what helped was I've been keep saying I'm gonna go full day without taking a trade and just watch, but like I never end up doing it, you know. I end up just keep trading. Next thing you know, I'm taking a bunch of trades. But no, I watched someone live stream trade and they traded for 3 hours. It was a Saturday. I watched the whole thing and I think he took one trade the entire 3 hours. So that was like a week ago. So I don't know. That I think that helped, but I have a lot to go with patience.
So this is a loop timer. I'm gonna link it. So for me, I what I do is I set it 3 minutes. So I'm gonna just do it for like 1 second. No, let's do 3 seconds. I'll do 5 seconds. So I usually do 3 minutes. Start the loop timer, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna hear it beep. So tell me if you can hear it.
No, I can't.
Oh, well, if you can see.
See, I have an hourglass. Like I would say at 9
No, you
a.m.
need a
I would
visual. You
switch
need
it.
because this thing's
Yeah.
beeping every 5 seconds.
Okay.
So can you see it on the stream?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's beeping every 5 seconds. It goes beep beep beep. I linked it. Play around with it. I put it on every 3 minutes, and every 3 minutes
3 minutes?
That's what I do. But every 3 minutes, I say out loud.
What's going on?
I
Like,
say, is
wait,
there a setup here? Is there a setup? If there's no setup, where would the next one be? And
Okay.
I have to keep saying that out loud every 3 minutes.
So you don't catch yourself snoozing.
Exactly, because a lot of these trades are you just going unaware and you're falling asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, no, I agree. I have alarms set for like certain times, you know, like algos or just times a day, but no, I've
It
been
needs to be
looking
make
for
it
a
kind
tool
of
like this. A tool like this is awesome. Thank
make
you.
it kind of obnoxiously frequent. So have it go
Oh, I
off
will.
every
I
3
will.
minutes. That way you're sitting there and you're saying,
Questioning yourself.
yeah, so maybe just ask yourself, is there a setup here? Is there a setup? Is there a setup? If not, where would it be? And then it goes off in like a minute or 3 minutes, and just you got to do it the entire session. And it kind of sucks, but it's like going to the gym, right? Working out sucks, lifting heavy weights at first.
I look at it as using a metronome, you know, as a musician learning or something,
Yeah,
you know?
and
It's annoying as fuck. It beeps and beeps and beeps, but you gotta play along with it.
try not to be listening to music and have it drowned out the clock. But unfortunately, this first week is going to be very uncomfortable because you're going to be just doing this repetitive.
That's what I need. I need uncomfortable. I need change.
Well, exactly. So, and then another thing I recommend doing is, sit away from the desk. I want you to run that fucking clock, and I want you to sit far enough away from the desk that you can't just reach the mouse.
Okay, where I can only see what's going on.
Yeah, you can't even just. I don't want that fucking hand on the mouse. I want you to just sit back far away. And you know what?
Yeah, I got a perfect couch, honestly, where I can see my whole desk. So
Just sit and just try to pay attention, and honestly, maybe trade for 30 minutes and just step out.
see, it's because I just keep wanting to grab the mouse and adjust this charts.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I
and,
mean, that's
yeah, I'm gonna keep my fucking hand off, turn them out, take the battery out if
and
I have to, I guess.
it's gonna suck because you're just gonna have these urges to reach for it, right? It's like a cigarette smoker. Part
It
of
really
it
is. Yeah, it's a habit.
or
It's
you're
a
or even
habit.
having a cell phone. Like, I gotta check my
It's
social
worse.
media every
It's
time I take a
worse.
shit, because every time I take a shit, it's a cue to get my phone. So
Yeah.
the problem is something's happening and it's just queuing you up, and you're trying to check the phone or grab a cigarette. So you're gonna sit in the couch, and you're gonna listen to this thing, and you're gonna keep questioning yourself. I do expect you to potentially get up and do something stupid. But the thing is, when you do it, you know you're doing it, because now you gotta.
And you know you're in the wrong while in the moment. You're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So do these
you know
two
you're
things.
breaking the rules.
Yeah, do these two things this week. Obviously, we need to do the monthly review, modify the tags and shit, but and it's going to be very uncomfortable. You're just going to be having this burning sensation. I mean, you're literally like a fucking hair addict. Oh, I'm going to get demonetized for that. You're like an H addict who's going through withdrawals, and I'm going to have to fucking blur that out. But you're like an addict who's going through withdrawals, you know, and you're going to be sitting on this couch being all sweaty and shit, and you're just going to be fiending the mouse. And the thing is, we all get what we want from the markets. And you know what it is? When you take stupid trades, you took them for a reason. You got what you wanted, and that was to relieve discomfort. When you take a dumb trade, it's because you are uncomfortable, and when you click the mouse, it makes you feel good. Even though it was stupid. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, you fucking feel worse.
It's not even real money, and I feel worse.
Exactly. It's like you go to a brothel and you fuck a bunch of whores or some shit. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. And then you come out of it and you spent $500 and you feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? You didn't, you know, but you had the urge to go do it or some shit, and because
time. No, I literally, this isn't a tag, but it was in my journal. Like I had a private Discord journal, and I would just go to it to reference, and I'd type over and over with a screenshot. Do you like when this happens? Are you happy? Like, because it would happen so much, you know. But
I have something called Zen Series. It's in a playlist. I think the first episode. There's a cognitive journal. It's a really super small, simple journal. That might help. What you do is you say what you did, what happened because of what you did, what would have happened if you didn't do it, or some shit. You just, and there's 4 columns, A, B, C, D. I got it from Dr. Brett Steenbarger. But so what do you?
I'm looking at it right now.
So what do you? I think it's the first episode. That helped tremendously. You don't have to do that. I told you what I want you to do. I want you to run a loop timer on a frequent basis. Sit on a couch.
No, I like that.
That's all you got to do this week.
I told someone being an aspiring trader feels like watching grass grow while being Chinese water tortured, but no, I like this. This is like a Chinese water torture.
Oh, dude, that's a great analogy. This is probably the most this job is torture when you decide to make a change. Because unfortunately, you know, most alcoholics just drink themselves to the ground or some shit. But,
take the easy way out.
And the thing is, when you want to change, it ain't. And that's what makes this fucking job so hard is as humans, we're creatures of comfort. And the problem is this job requires you to constantly break bad habits and make new habits. And you're constantly changing. You constantly have to work on yourself and change habits. And that's what I think makes this excruciatingly painful and difficult to do.
Yeah.
Because there's so many traders that are like, why do I keep doing the same stupid shit over and over for months after months after months? It's because it's just like... It's like you're trying to quit a fucking terrible addiction, and it ain't easy, and you gotta do stupid, elaborate shit, like sit in a couch and every 3 minutes go, is there a setup? Is there a setup? And then you're sitting there sweating going, wow, I really want to fucking trade right now. And then you get up and you go do it, and then, you know, you went to the brothel, and you're like, fuck, you know, and it's like, it's okay, though. Don't beat yourself up. Let's sit down and try it again. And at least one day this week, if one day this week, just one day this week, you can manage to sit there and only get up for a setup. Because what I think might happen is you're going to get up, do the setup, and not go sit in the couch. I feel like you might...
Like, when I know, I'll know. Like, that's what I picture, at least.
Yeah.
As of right now.
So the thing is, when there's a setup, get up and get in the chair.
A light will come shining down.
Yeah, when there's a setup, get up,
chair.
Get in the chair. But the thing is, I feel like this might be a problem, and you might not be aware of it. Once you take your setup and you're done, I feel like you may forget to go sit back in the couch, and you might end up staying there and then starting to...
No, that's what the timer's for.
Okay, yeah, okay. So that's it. Just those two things is all you got to do this
That's
week.
that's a great boot camp idea. That's a great
Oh,
exercise.
I've
I
done
like
all
it.
sorts of wild shit, right?
I like
Uh,
that.
um, done all sorts of wild, weird, wacky shit.
Well,
Uh,
clearly it worked.
yeah. So obviously, let's get our tags straightened out this weekend.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
and
I'll
then all you got to do is just sit
cleanse
on
the
the
give that a
couch.
cleanse and
And if that doesn't work, we'll try something else. But I mean, if I don't expect you to knock it out, but I expect you to, because over time you're going to be fiending the mouse, especially day one. I
yeah, like I quit. I smoked cigarettes for 10 years and I quit that and that was not easy, but I did it and
There you go.
yeah, this I can imagine it'll feel similar.
Yes. Yep. And I mean and
Uh,
I've experienced excruciating pain like when because the same thing when you're gonna learn to hold trades, it ain't fucking comfortable. When the trades are pulling back and whipping against your entry, you're just like but it's like you just let go. Don't just let it ride. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I've been
So
there. One oil trade I nailed recently. It was originally I think it was pulling back to like 93 a barrel and all the news outlets and analysts were saying, "Oh, it's going to $3 a gallon, blah blah blah." And I was just like, I don't see that. And I mean, look, that was at 93, so it ripped up to what 120. So it's just going against the grain, you know. When when everything's red, it's hard to have that confidence and conviction.
and here's the thing, if you're P&L, if you have a bad week and lose every day, but you didn't get up and take impulsive trades, you fucking won this week.
Yeah, I
I don't
agree.
care if it's a down week.
That's the goal right
Yeah,
now. Right now, the
exactly.
goal is
And if we can just
right
sit
now.
on the
I
couch.
take like fuck way too many trades a day to even say. So like,
And then you're more likely going to actually tag them because you didn't take 100 motherfucking trades, you
yeah.
know?
Oh, 100%. I will have a lot of tag trades this week.
Like Friday, I got very impulsive last Friday, and it was a down day for me. Um, I came in the session late, and there was no setups. And I looked at all my tags. I'm like, I was just fucking impulsive, and I was not running the loop timer that fucking day. That one day, I didn't run the loop timer, and all of a sudden,
Yeah,
it started going
coincidence, you
shit to
know?
me. So I mean, I'm
Yeah.
still working on stuff. I still have problems. I still fuck up. I'm not a pro. I'm trying to get there, but like I make mistakes.
No, I like this loop timer. It keeps you alert.
Oh, that's the best tool I've ever
It's
had.
weird. It's weird actually. I was thinking about it today. I was trying to figure out. I was wondering if my stopwatch could do something like that on my phone, but that's even better.
Yeah, just have that and make sure it's obnoxiously loud because I've noticed
Oh,
if
I
I
will.
listen to music, then I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
No, I keep my music really low
yeah,
because I
yeah,
have to
yeah,
hear
yeah.
all my alerts and different bells and dings.
Um, cool. All right, I think that's it. Any questions?
Awesome, awesome. Just what? So did you want to do this weekly, like on the weekends,
We'll
or
do it again on next. We'll probably maybe shoot next Sunday. I'll hit you up midweek.
Okay, okay, yeah, we'll touch base. Definitely. I'm stoked. I definitely think this is a great plan you have worked out. I I knew I'd be in for some tough love and some treatment when
Well, yeah, I mean, if
you
you're
offered this, which
blatantly, yeah, if you're just being retarded, I'm gonna call you out on it. So it is a
no,
bit of
which I
accountability.
need.
Yeah.
I would love for you to be like, dude, why the fuck did you take that trade? Like I if it comes to that, I fucking need it. Like I've like my one friend, he's into poker and believe it or not, he actually plays slots part time as a living and he does real estate too part time. But he's watched me trade once in a while and he's got a little hang of it, but he's not a morning person. I'd beg him so much, like, please come over at open and just like watch over my shoulder. Because during Globex sessions, he would watch and he'd just be like, Like, why are you not taking it off? Why are you not taking your money off the table? Why are you still in? Or why are you going for the home run? Or like I said, that that was a problem. I wouldn't know to scalp or go for home runs, and that's just knowing the environment, knowing the market, knowing the time of day so much.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you're, are you trading Globex?
Uh, Not really. I just
Okay,
watch it unless it's actually like moving or like London, but no.
that might be too much trading. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, because especially because I already thought about that when I first started trading futures. Like, how are you supposed to journal if you're trading Globex?
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with it. It's just not worth it.
I don't.
I
Unless
mean,
like for some reason I can't sleep, I'll like trade the London Open or something, but
well,
no.
on Monday I made 1,000, like 1,200 or
No, it's
some
always
shit.
dope when you on Sunday or something when you hit your Monday goal on Sunday, but
Well, like on well, no, like on Monday, I was up, 1,200 or some shit in the first 30 minutes, and I'm like, I got shit to do today. I'm out of here. Sure, there's other opportunities and stuff, but I mean, for me, I'm getting more and more to the point where, like, if I do really good right off the bat, I'm up 1,000, whatever. I'm just gonna leave.
see, in the past 2 months, that's why I've pretty much had barely any green days because say by 9:45 I'm s- very significantly green. What I'm on paper on the simulator, what am I gonna do? Take the day off? Like, no, I'm gonna keep just pretend that I took the day off if it was real and keep simulating, you know?
Oh, I
So,
get it. I get what you're saying. Um, and that
because it would
definitely,
just take me, if I'm only getting 15 minutes of screen time a day, give or take, you know what I mean?
yeah, I get
But,
why. I feel, I understand. You're
so
trying to take
I was
advantage of the
definitely
day.
yeah, I crammed in a lot of just different scenarios, trades, and getting the muscle memory down, of Sierra chart and everything.
I
But,
mean, if you're gonna be there all day, I mean, we got to be. And that's the thing. I think like after the first 30 minutes or an hour, you need to just get up and go outside. If
oh yeah, I definitely take the lunchtime break, but
okay, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
come back or nap even. But yeah, I definitely come back for power hour.
All right. Anything else, or you think we're good here?
No, just thank you for this opportunity. Honestly, I don't know anyone who could be better. I mean, shoot, and you did such a thorough job, honestly. Like,
Cool.
that was incredible. I'm stoked, brother.
All right.
Pleasure to meet you
This will
too,
be
by the way.
well. It's gonna be a fun series because we get to see if you can do that. If like I can help you get on track, because if I can help you
Yeah,
get on
no doubt.
track, I can help other guys get on track, start a coaching business or some shit. And if I get real
Yeah,
good at
and
that,
even if you
yeah.
can't help me directly from this, someone else, if they can benefit from watching this video, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you might be able to pull it off.
You this test that you got me through this next week, this boot camp, this will I'm pretty confident it'll knock some habits out. It'll, like you said, it's gonna be gruesome the first day.
Yeah, and just really kind of if you can take an occasional
Uh,
note about how you're feeling, so that way next week we can kind of like diagnose, like hey, I keep thinking this thought over and over. I keep feeling this way. Maybe
like
like
anxious
yeah, if
or
you like
yeah.
are failing or there's a fuck up. I mean, is there a common theme we keep seeing? And that way we can maybe try to fix that problem because when you're sitting on the couch new problems may arise and we might have to start if like you're in a boat or some shit and it keeps springing a new leak, well, we're gonna have to go fix that now.
Okay, so I gotta keep like a brief
Yeah,
emotional
yeah, I mean,
journey.
is there something you feel in a specific way? Is there something going on like that you notice, like, because I mean, if you fuck up the first week, I just want at least one day of you being able to pull it off. That's all I'm
See,
asking for.
naturally, I'm usually always rusty on Mondays. It's just, getting the hang of it, just like beginning of the week, just out of the groove, kind of. But which sucks because, we have a holiday this week. But it's all right. We'll definitely get grinding away at me.
All right.
I'm definitely appreciate it, sir. I really do. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right. I will see
Have a
you.
happy 4th.
Yeah, you too, man. All right, dude. We'll see you next week. And
All right.
if you, I'll just kind of reach out to you daily throughout the week and
Yeah, we'll
go.
touch base. Just like I said, I'm gonna be around all weekend on the computer, just hanging around. I got no life, so yeah, we'll touch base, brother. I appreciate
All
it.
right,
I
see ya.
really do. Take care. Bye bye.